Hello everybody, welcome back to Start McCleary Music. I'm Sean, and today we are still continuing my series of AC/DC album reviews, and I told you before on the previous video that my next album is going to be Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Once again, I'm going to talk about the album, talk about the history, talk about all the songs, talk about what's good in it, talk about what's bad, and all that good stuff. So, why don't we get started? Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, the album, was released on September 20th, 1976 in Australia, December 17th, 1976 internationally, but it was not released in the US until March of 1981. And I will get to that in a minute. The album had two different covers. In Australia, it's basically a picture of Bon Scott holding out his arm that has a tattoo with Angus Young holding a peace out sign in the background. I thought that was I honestly like that album art better than I did the international version. The international version is like a bunch of people that has like a black tape over their eyes. I mean, it's an okay cover, but I think the Australian one was a lot more creative. The reason why it was not released in the US until 81 is because at the time, AC/DC wasn't really popular in America. And Atlantic Records, who was their international label, quote-unquote said, "We're sorry, but this album actually doesn't make it. And they're not going to put it out, and we're dropping the band." But after the success of Highway to Hell and Back in Black, they, of course, reconsidered and they released the album at that time. But anyways, that's all I could say about that. So let's talk about the songs. So, of course, we're going to start with track number 1, which is the title song. The song Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap is, once again, one of their best songs. It's a very interesting song. You know, like, at first it just seems like in the beginning they're just playing basic power chords, and then it's just going to be a normal, straightforward rock song, blues rock song. But then once you get to the vocal, it is actually kind of different. Once Bon Scott starts singing, you have heavy breathing sounds by the other band members in the background. And then they also chant Dirty Deeds, and then the background chants Done Dirt Cheap. It's a really creative song, and it's been influenced by a bunch of people, and I really love the beat in that song. However, some people might not know this, but in 1981 there was actually some controversy with the song by a couple in Illinois who filed a lawsuit because the telephone number that was included in the song, like in the middle of that song where it said 362436 hey, which sounded like an 8, like 3624368. And that was actually the couple's phone number at that time, and some people would they received hundreds of prank phone calls. And they filed a $250,000 lawsuit against Atlantic Records for that. But all in all, very good song. I love the song to this day. I love the beat, I love the style, and I love the lyrics. So let's go on. I'm going to also do the international version, not the Australian version. So let's go on to track number 2, Love at First Feel. Love at First Feel. Now, Love at First Feel was a pretty decent song. It's basically like another one of those straightforward blues rock songs, but also with a mix of hard rock as well. But this kind of blues rock is has a better, unique sound to it. I mean, it does have a classic blues on it, but it has a really good chorus in it. And once again, the lyrics are phenomenal in this song. And it's one of those it's one of those underrated songs you don't hear from anymore. Love at First Feel was definitely a pretty good song with a unique sound, but still had that classic blues rock rhythm to it. So yeah, I do like the song, and that's all I could say about it. So let's go on to track number 3, Big Balls. Now, Big Balls, this is kind of more like a humorous song a little bit. I mean, it's such a shorter song. It's only 2 minutes and 38 seconds in length. Now, yeah, unlike most of AC/DC's material, this is more like a humorous or like a funny song. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of that song because I'm not a big fan of funny music. I like more serious stuff. But I understand, why people like it. It does sound different, and it is funny, of course. but honestly, I'm just not the biggest fan of that song. The lyrics are funny, and it does match the sound of the song with the lyrics. But plus also the name, Big Balls, that's kind of inappropriate in my opinion, but that's just my personal opinion. If you agree, you agree. If you don't, I'm okay with that too. Anyways, that's all I can say about Big Balls. Let's go on to track number 4, Rocker. Now, in contrast, this is from the previous song. This song is fairly more serious and a lot more faster. Rocker, I like the song, I do, but I think it's a little too fast. But still a pretty decent song. I mean, it's also kind of short in length, 2 minutes and 52 seconds. So slightly longer than Big Balls was. But yeah, Rocker, it was like more. It has a little bit more hard rock in it than blues rock does. I mean, it does have blues rock too. But it's the fastest song on the album, and sometimes you don't know which chord they're gonna do next, and so it's kind of like a more of an unpredictable song, and I do really enjoy the song. So that's all I gotta say about Rocker. So let's go on to track number 5, Problem Child. Yeah, Problem Child is a really good song. I do love the sound of that song, and once again, that song gets you pumped up. It gets you hyped up, and I like the title song, Problem Child. Definitely good. That does match that song a lot. So So Problem Child is a really good song. I do. I mean, it's once again that's a little bit more hard rock than blues rock, but still had that blues rock sound to it. This is a really good song, and honestly, that's all I could say about that song. So let's go on to track number 6. There's gonna be some rockin'. There's gonna be some rocking. Really good song. It's another, man. This definitely is a song dominated by blues rock. I do love the progression in this song. It has a really good feeling to it. And I also love when they stop the song for a second, when Bong says a few words, then they play another note, Bong says a few words, they play another note, and then so on. I really like that kind of music, and There's Gonna Be Some Rockin' had all that. There's Gonna Be the Rockin' is a very fantastic song, and I enjoyed it all the way through. It's a song dominated by blues rock, and it had a lot of creative lyrics to it. That's all I got to say about that song. So let's go on to track number 7, Ain't No Fun Waiting Around to Be a Millionaire. Ain't No Fun Waiting Around to Be a Millionaire is the longest song on the album. It ran from 7 minutes 31 seconds long. Ain't No Fun was a pretty good song. I mean, I've enjoyed it. It's actually one of the few AC/DC songs that had swearing in it or curse words. With Bon Scott shouted in this sense, quote unquote, said, "Hey Howard, how you doing, friend? My next door neighbor. Oh yeah, get your fucking jumbo jet off my airport." So yeah, I just got to get that out of the way. But Ain't No Fun, really good song. It's one of those others. It's another great blues rock feeling, and it's a real, and it's definitely a good adventurous song. I think it's, I don't know if it's the longest AC/DC song, but it's probably one of the longest. I don't know what the longest one is. Yeah, so I think we'll learn about that as we go on in this series. But yeah, Ain't No Fun Being a Millionaire. Really good song. That's all I got to say about that. So let's go on to my favorite song in this album, Ride On. The song Ride On is much more different than any of the other songs on this album or any AC/DC song ever. Ride On is definitely a full-on blues rock song. It's basically like a sad, slow blues song. It's definitely one of their slowest and softer songs. Like compared to AC/DC, they usually play fast, high tempo hard rock sound. But this song was the exact opposite of that. It's composed of a key, is unlike playing straight power chords, it played a key of C major. And basically what the song was about a man reflecting on mistakes that he made in a relationship while drinking alcohol. And it's definitely a very good and creative song. I really enjoy this song. It's definitely different. It's a slower song with a tempo of 70. It's like something different compared to AC/DC's other stuff. So that's why I label Ride On as my favorite song on this album. So yeah, Ride On, fantastic song. So that's all I gotta say about that song. So let's go on to the final track, Squealer. Squealer was like one of those songs where it like starts out slow and then it builds up to a harder riff. I like Squealer. Squealer's is also a great song. Of course, not as good as Ride On, but those build up songs are definitely good songs. I also love the lyrics, how they say it when they chorus, how they say Squealer in a very enthusiastic tone. I just love that, and it's a harder riff in the song. It's still had that blues rock sound to it. So yeah, Squealer, really good song. That's all I gotta say about that. There's not much I could say about that song. So let's go to the conclusion. Overall, the album is an amazing album. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this album a 9. This album, for an AC/DC fan, I would definitely recommend. It's got pretty much all their songs are awesome, have creative lyrics, good style to it, and you just gotta love the name. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Very good, in my opinion, very good name for an album. So that's that's basically all I could say about the album. It had high critical acclaim by the time it was released, and it sold over 6 million copies in the US when it was released in 1981. So yep, that's all I have to say about the album, guys. The next album I'm going to do, you guys already know, is Let There Be Rock. So stay tuned for that album. And guys, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for the next video. Anyways, guys, I'm Start McCleary. Thanks for watching. Peace.